Well, welcome back. I'm going to be working on a T-Rex this video. Thanks for joining me. After making the initial base here, we found that there's a lot of low points in there, so we're going to fill those in with clay and get that baked before we start on the skeleton. Got a couple of pictures here that I use as a reference. The next picture that you see is pretty much the style that I went to. It's more symmetrical. You can see in the reference here the ribs are kind of suspended above the rest of the skeleton here. The way I got to get this effect is I got to put some matrix or dirt or unexcavated materials underneath that. Give that effect that the ribs are up. As you can see, we got some space between some ribs right here. We're going to put some more unexcavated material in there, lift up that arm, give it more of a 3D feel. I'm adding some clay softener underneath there to get that clay a little bit more tacky, gives it to stick a little bit better. You see in the reference where that tail kind of whips around, looks like it makes it almost all the way to the head. We're not going to go that far. Alright, let's get all those little details, little tiny bones up around the neck. Alright, well now I'm going to start working on the head. Again, I put that excavated material in between the jaws and around the head. Give it that support, plus that's where I'm going to be setting all the teeth around, so that'll make it easier. Also make it come out a lot better in the mold. I don't have to worry about them breaking off. Alright, now work on T-Rex's little arms and get his claws up around there. And we'll still have one arm that's kind of buried, but the claw's going to come up and show itself on this side too. Alright, well I took the Dremel to it, get a little more detail on each side. I'll go back in and fill in where I need to, get it all symmetrical with some extra clay, and we'll start adding the teeth. Well, I ended up sculpting the head a little too far away, so we're going to go ahead and reposition that closer to the spine. Cut it off of here and fill it all back in, rebake it. Kind of noticed that the arm is a different color kind of clay. That's Cos clay. It was a little bit difficult to get that arm in there, so I needed something a little bit more flexible. And the rest of the skeleton is made by a Super Sculpey medium, and then we have some Super Sculpey living doll, and the white is Super Sculpey original. Well, I kind of sized this up to the pressure pot, and it's just a little bit too big, so I was worried about the mold not being able to fit. So I'm going to cut off the sides here and then kind of smooth it off and resculpt it. it ended up still being too big to fit in the pressure pot. So I went ahead and poured the silicone and left it outside, hoping that no bubbles would form. Alright, well, the initial inspection looked pretty good. We broke off the head and part of the arm here, but we got that attached, no problem. Well, I went ahead and tried to make a couple of castings without putting it in the pressure pot, and I just wasn't getting the detail in the teeth that I wanted, so went ahead and cut off the corners to that silicone mold, got it in there to work, and this is the first successful one. Alright, then we go ahead and make another cast using some dental cement kind of stuff that I tried out, see if it had a different texture. It ends up being the same thing. All these things are being made with gypsum. But the color is going to help me, or I don't have to paint the whole thing with the base paint. Alright, well, the initial color for the bones just wasn't bright enough for me. I didn't like the way the color is, so I went back and repainted with something a little bit lighter. Alright, we're going to finish up the painting here. I'll paint up the borders with another color, get some UV resin on it, give a nice high gloss, and then give a look-see. Well, I want to thank you again for joining me. Go ahead and leave a comment, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks.